a malignant, pus-bleeding cancer on the ass of its own genre. I'm sitting here I literally cannot recall the last time I was so shaken, literally shaking with rage at the climax of something I should hypothetically have loved since the first Transformers movie. It's bad on a level that would seem to defy even the worst vulgarity to met out proper condemnation, the kind of bad movie that begs to be conveyed by the frantic vaudevillian sputter, a futile flailing of the arms, and a stream of old-timey white people profanity. So, I am agog at its awfulness, flabbergasted by the depths of its failing. The resulting film plays more like a producer's gambit gone sentient and homicidal. If it were to come out tomorrow that a billionaire philanthropist with a pathological hatred of superhero genre spent $400 million to create a perfect embodiment of every negative prediction the old guard film press ever made about the apocalyptic influence of comic book movies that would suck hard and swallow deep enough to choke to death and take the entire genre down with it, not only would I believe you, it would be more plausible than the actual plot of the film, which attempts to build a foundation for a prospective slate of features. And when it comes to this rectum-puckering garbage fire of a story, I'd compare its baffling lack of structure and complete disinterest in having a single character behave with adherence to any basic outline of rhyme or reason to the plotting of bad pornography, but even bad pornography tends to at least fade in on whichever San Fernando Valley McMansion the gangbang will eventually take place in. Speaking of pornography, though, to be honest, I can't imagine any psychologically healthy soul being able to pleasure themselves to anything happening on screen or fuck, or once the 2 solid hours of relentlessly tedious setup for a plot that somehow manages to be at once overcomplicated yet so simplistic it wouldn't pass storytime muster in a Florida kindergarten has given way to supposed action-packed finale, the whole production devolves into a high-contrast CGI train wreck, so narratively uninvolving and visually unconvincing, it feels less like watching the DC Holy Trinity teaming up to fight than it does watching 4 different screensavers awkwardly fuck. I hate this goddamn thing even more. Everything from the characters to the dialogue to the plot points to the moment-to-moment storyline feels crammed in from somewhere else, with no amount of forethought, which means damn near every major element sticks out like a metaphor for how much this bloated, internally rotting corpse of a film doesn't work. No, really, it's so goddamn shit-curdlingly bad there are too many moments of self-symbolizing badness to choose from. The entire production is a full-blown, top-to-bottom, all-encompassing disaster rolling into theater. The cameos, they're in there. Oh boy, are they fucking in there. You know how they typically— this didn't feel like a promise, it feels like a threat. Not merely of more terrible movies, that's happening no matter what, apparently, but of some kind of cosmic balancing of the scales. Oh, did you really think the tendrils of nerd ephemera could ensnare and colonize the machinery of popular culture and there wouldn't be a downside? It's a travesty wrapped in a disaster inside an obscenity. It is a steaming, rotten, sun-baked, oozing shit. As a critic, I can't conceive that we'll see a worse major studio movie this year. As an observer of the film business, I'm perversely fascinated to know what happens next now that one of the biggest studios on the planet has built multiple summers worth of release slates around follow-ups to what's turned out to be a Hindenburgian catastrophe. But as a comic book fan, I am suddenly feeling very, very old and tired. I imagine it won't last. I hope it doesn't last. But for now, yeah, tired would indeed be the operative motherfucking word.